What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our Week 1 battle here in the BTA Season 8. We are taking on Blueskies and the Blazin Charmanders. If you didn't see our team builder yesterday, please go ahead and check that out. I will link that in the description down below. But we went over everything that we have here brought to take her on. But I'll just do a quick run through. We have Choice Scarf Raikou, Yachi Berry, Amoonguss, Mega Absol with Psycho Cut and Iron Tail as tech moves. Physically defensive, Intimidate, hit on top. With leftovers, we have Yachi Berry's Zygarde with, a lot of defensive investment and glare and stuff as well. And we have physically defensive Volcanion with the heavy duty boots and defog and stuff. So, again, if you want more details into why our sets are the way they are, please go ahead and check out our team builder. Really great. You can see on her side, she decided to bring the Mega Gyarados, the Mammoth, the Charizard, the Clefable, the Duraludon, and the Galarian Weezing. So, when I was preparing for this matchup, I definitely thought that these three, Clef, Mamo, and Mega Gyarados were absolutely going to come. I honestly thought Zeraora was going to come, but I guess the fact that I had Zygarde plus Amoonguss by themselves, they kind of just say no to whatever Zeraora wants to do. Hi, Wesker. Hi, buddy. My cat just came to visit. One of my cats just came to visit. The one who actually likes me. The other one doesn't like me that much. But yeah, I wasn't expecting Charizard at all. I just didn't think Charizard fit too well in the matchup. I guess. That's just my opinion. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi. Hey. Say hello to the people. This is Wesker. Yes, Wesker, not Whisker. Named after the character from Resident Evil. He's a handsome boy. Look how handsome he is. He is handsome. And Daddy's recording. So go this way, and I will give you more love in a bit. Love you. Handsome boy. Good boy. Anyways, I didn't expect Charizard. Duraludon, I'm kind of surprised by. But the thing does hit really, really hard against a lot of mons on our team. So I'm not too terribly shocked, I guess. I guess there are worse things she could have brought against me. I was expecting something like the Meow Stick, honestly, for like screens. And like maybe I maybe could have seen like Virizion. Like an SD Virizion or something like that. I feel like that could have done some good work against me. But again, I'm not entirely sure. But Galarian Weezing is an interesting bring as well. It does make it a lot more difficult for Mega Absol to do some work, having both fairies be present. And Iron Tail definitely not guaranteeing picking up a KO after a knockoff on Galarian Weezing. It doesn't pick up the KO guaranteed on that, as it would on like a Spadef Clef, which I think she might be. So it makes it a little bit more difficult, but it definitely frees up Raikou a little bit. Knowing that it guaranteed outspeeds everything on her side of the field is really, really nice. Also frees up Volcanion a lot, as really the thing that threatens it the most is Mamo from a stab perspective. I mean, obviously, like EQ on Gyarados and like Thunderbolt potentially on like Duraludon are threatening enough, but not the end of the world, I guess. So I think we have ways around that, and really good switch-ins to those kind of things. So without further ado, let's just hop into the battle and we'll see how this goes. We're going to go ahead and lead off with Shroomzy the Amoonguss, as she leads with her Fable. Immediately she's going to go out into Charizard, and I go for the Sludge Bomb, because why not? And I get the Poison turn 1. Now, do I think this matters in the long run of the battle? No. But apparently it was a very heavily RNG-based day in the league. Like, the battle that happened right before us had a crazy amount of RNG in it. And so, apparently, today was just a cursed day for BTA. So, right off the bat, to get that 30% poison on Charizard definitely doesn't hurt, and I'm not upset at the result, for sure. But I did feel bad getting that turn 1. That really, really sucks. And that could easily tilt someone, like, really, really fast. So, I do feel bad about that. I'm very sorry about the poison. That does suck. Bringing her Charizard down to 50% early. So I can just go into Volcanion here, though. Chew up a Fire Blast like it was nothing. That thing's pretty weak, so I can just go for a Steam Eruption. And look at that damage. I know Duraludon is very weak on the Spadef side. I know it has, like, base 20 Spadef. I understand that completely. But, like, that's uninvested damage. That is uninvested Steam Eruption damage on Duraludon. So, like, that's pretty huge. So, being able to chunk Duraludon down below half immediately, massive for this game. That makes Duraludon almost impossible to switch in on things later, as well as just being much, much easier to pick off with, like, an errant 1,000 arrows, with, like, a raw 1,000 arrows, no boosts, or, like, CC from Hitmontop. Pretty much guaranteed picks the Sun off now, which is great. So, I'm thinking he's going to go for a Thunderbolt, and I think I ran the calcs, and basically, worst case scenario, the most this thing can do is, like, Draco me, I guess, and then it would do, like, 97% max to Shroomsy, but then I can switch out, and I know that he locked it. If it did that much, I would know that she was locked into Draco, and I'd be able to switch out accordingly, and she would also be a -2, so she does go for the Thunderbolt, and that damage immediately tells me that she is indeed Choice Specs Duraludon, so I know that that's what this is. I know that I'm going to have to, pay really close attention to deal with that going forward. So, thinking that since she's going to be locked in, I'm just going to go for a Sludge Bomb here, again, and I do indeed pick up the poison again on the Gyarados switch in, which is annoying for 2 reasons. One, I feel bad because I got some more hacks. The poison's obviously going to be a big pain in the ass. It's heavily limited Gyarados' viability. Its ability to set up and do things in this match has been severely limited, and that really sucks. But for me, it's kind of annoying because I wanted to be able to Spore this thing. That was pretty much where I was at. I really wanted to be able to just click Spore on this thing and be able to beat it that way. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that now. So, it does suck. It does suck a lot. But yeah, the fact that I got the poison really stinks there. But yeah, going for that Sludge Bomb I felt was really safe. I didn't think I had a strong feeling she wasn't going to stay in with the Duraludon. Knowing she was locked in at that point, I knew she wasn't going to stay in and just keep clicking Thunderbolt aimlessly against my Amoonguss, which was going to get it nowhere. So, Sludge Bomb I felt was pretty safe. It hit everything on our team for a decent chunk of damage. Would have picked off the Charizard, knocked it down to poison range. So, that worked out really well for me, for sure. So, she's going to go back out to the Charizard as I go for a Giga Drain. I just kind of wanted to get a little bit of HP back, and she's going to get worn down a little bit more by the poison. I'm going to go into Volcanion once again and eat the Fire Blast. She's actually going to go for a Hurricane here, and it misses. That is... It comes into play a little bit later, the fact that she missed, obviously, because it allows Volcanion to continue to be a thorn in her side. But to clarify, the Hurricane would not have killed. Max, it would have done like 50-ish%, I believe. Still a very large chunk, and like also could have gone to Confusion, and I could have hit myself. So all those factors are still, I recognize those factors. So that definitely does really, really suck, and especially after all the Sludge Bomb poisons. That I felt really, really bad at this point. I'm pretty sure I apologize for this one, but I'm just going to go for the Sludge Wave here to take it out. She's going to go back out into Duraludon. Obviously, I think she's going to go for the Thunderbolt again, so I'm going to go back out into Amoonguss. She's going to go into Mammoth as I hit it with a Giga Drain. So, my thought was, this time, instead of clicking Sludge Bomb, which I had done the last time, and she was, I would guess, conditioned to believe that I would do that again. since it worked out last time. Both times I've had a Moongus out, I've clicked Sludge Bomb, and it's poisoned something. So why would I not click Sludge Bomb again, right? Mammoth Swine would resist the Sludge Bomb. It would only do about 20%, and even if I got the poison, that puts Mammoth Swine out on the field and in a very good position. So I was thinking, instead of clicking Sludge Bomb, I'll click Giga Drain, because it will do a decent chunk to Gyarados if that comes in. Give me some health back. It'll chip the Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing can't do all that much to me. Even with a crit, like Fire move, it can't kill me. So I get a little bit of HP recovery, and I can react appropriately to how it plays. And Clefable's not going to come in thinking a Sludge Bomb's coming. So at least Giga Drain puts me in the good spot against everything that potentially could come in. And hitting the Mammoth Swine for that much damage, like that, is huge, because Mammoth Swine is such a massive threat to us. So with that, though, we're going to get back up to full, and we are going to get out of here, because we do not want to take this. We go right out into Hitmontop. These are guaranteed switch in, and he chews that Icicle Crash. With that damage, too, we were able to calc it and see that this is a Jolly banded Mammoth Swine, so that's very important to know. So Jolly banded Mammo, a little bit less threatening, a little bit easier for Hitmontop to switch into, but still not the best. So right there, I figure he's going to switch out his Mammoth Swine. She's going to switch out Mammoth Swine. I apologize. I didn't mean, I get lost in the shuffle of things. I apologize. Yeah, Blueskies is going to switch out her Mammoth Swine there. I felt, because she knows it's still a very big threat, and I don't think she would want to waste it that easily. So she switches out the Mammoth Swine. I am also going to switch into a Moongus, which works out brilliantly. She turns out to have Blizzard on her Clefable, and I calced this afterwards. It is an offensive Clefable. That is a max special attack Clefable with Blizzard. So it's going to pop our Yachi Berry, which kind of sucks, because I wanted to save the Yachi Berry to potentially catch the Mammo off guard or the Gyarados off guard later. So it really, really sucks that didn't work out that way. We just go for the Spore here. Amoonguss Spore was the safest play here. I didn't expect her to want to go into the Gyarados, because she didn't want to waste it just yet. And everything else had no status on it, so Spore was a pretty safe play. So we're going to put the thing to sleep. She's guaranteed to be sleep this turn. And we're just going to go for a Sludge Bomb here. It does 73%. So that thing is not only offensive, like max special attack, but it has no bulk investment at all. Like, that is a fully offensive Clefable, which threw me off guard, but I was like, alright, whatever. So she goes into her Weezing and goes for the Fire Blast, which is 52%. I'm going to hit it with a Spore. So we see that this is indeed also an offensive Weezing. This is max special attack Weezing, Fire Blast. So, alright, I know now that this thing has a guaranteed turn of sleep. Right, there's no way this thing guaranteed has to be asleep this upcoming turn. So, I'm going to just stay in and click Sludge Bomb, because there's no reason not to. At this point, she's not going to go into Duraludon. If she goes into Duraludon, it's not really a huge threat to Shroomsy. We have ways of getting around it, so I wasn't too worried about Duraludon. Sludge Bomb would do a decent little chunk to Weezings. We can scout to see if there's bulk investment, if it's just a max speed, max special attack Weezing, and whatnot. And it also would allow us to hit the Gyarados for good enough damage to put it down near poison range. So, no matter what, Sludge Bomb was a safe play, and it knocks down the Mammoth Swine to 9%. So that worked out really, really nicely for us. Obviously, we're going to switch again here. Hitmontop's going to come back in, and she misses the Icicle Crash. And that, I feel so bad. Like, I definitely think the differential, if anything, could change in this matchup, for sure. If some of these events hadn't happened, the poisons on Charizard and Gyarados, the miss on the Hurricane earlier, that Icicle Crash miss just now, because that Crash miss would have put me in a little bit more of a dangerous position, I think, where like a flinch would have pretty much guaranteed take me out, or I was like down a little bit too low and I would have had to been forced to protect. She could have maybe capitalized on that. Like, a lot of things could have taken place here if that Crash had not missed. But it puts me in a good position. I just click CC, on the incoming Wheezing. Does almost no damage because of its typing. So I think I have a free switch here into Volcanion, which is nice. I'm just going to go for the Steam Eruption, which is going to take out the incoming Duraludon, which is great. Mammoth one comes back in. Obviously, I'm scared of this thing. Now, okay. I have reasons for this, okay? There was no way she was going to click Icicle Crash on a 4 times resisted Volcanion. There's no way. No way. No way she was going to do that. Right? And Hitmontop was, like, in range where, like, if she got the right rolls, 2 Earthquakes would kill it. I think even if I protected and got leftovers, I think there was still a chance that we could have lost Hitmontop. So, Jolly Banded Mammo has about a 50% chance to do over half to Zygarde, but it depends on the rolls. But, like, Zygarde can still come in on an Earthquake. So it was like, fuck it, we'll come in on an Earthquake. Why not? So, balls to the wall, just dove right in for it. Brought Zygarde in for free, which is nice. I mean, he took, not for free, he took 47%, but even still. So, free 1,000 Arrows sends off here. We're going to take out the Mammoth Swine, which is great. Definitely frees things up a little bit. We'll go into a Mungus here on the Wheezing, who's still asleep, and it's going to go for a Fire Blast as it wakes up. So, on the double into Volcanion. So now we can just go freely for a Steam Eruption here, hit the Gyarados, weaken that thing down, and then we'll go into Amoonguss once again as the Gyarados goes for Thunderbolt, which really caught me off guard. She also didn't Mega Evolve at all, which is really surprising, especially here when she went for the Crunch. I would have figured she would Mega to get as much extra damage as possible, but we're able to take that thing out with the Sludge Bomb. She's going to go for the Fire Blast with the Wheezing once again, and then into the Sludge Bomb as we miss the Steam Eruption, which kind of sucked. Now, I understand this is kind of a scummy thing to do week 1, but I did want to kind of play for the 6-0 at this point. So even with missing the Steam Eruption, I do just switch hard into Tiger the Raikou. We eat the Sludge Bomb pretty well. She does get the Poison, which sucks, but Extra Sensory does an insane amount of damage. This was like no bulk investment Wheezing as well. And 2 Extra Sensories are going to be able to take this thing out before Tiger would go down to the Poison. So we are able to pick up a 6-0 in week 1. GG, Blueskies. Really, really fun game. There's a lot of hacks involved there, though. A lot of hacks I don't think would have maybe changed the outcome, but I definitely think the differential could have been brought down a few points if some of those instances had not occurred. And I do feel bad for that. I am very sorry for all the hacks that took place. That was really, really rough. I couldn't imagine dealing with all that. I would have been hella tilted. But yeah, big GGs to her. Next week we take on Pantros and the Wilmington Whimsicots. I want to say that that's right. I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't want to try to check on the dock because I would have to close or minimize windows that have my webcam and everything else in it, and that would just look messy. So we're not going to do that right now, but I'm pretty sure it's like Wilmington Whimsicots. Yeah, we'll have to play it where we play him next week. I believe he's 0-1 as of right now, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I think he's 0-1. I think he already played his game against Mark this week. So he's 0-1, but he is a really good battler. I played him in another league as well before, and he's really, really solid. So I'm definitely looking forward to the matchup. It's going to be a fun one. And, yeah, it's going to be time. But that's going to be it for now. Big win week 1, and let's hope we can hold on to this momentum going forward. Until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.
Peace.